This is the 43rd episode of the Josh Lipton vlog experiment. I missed 43rd or 44th. I missed last week off at Interbike in Las Vegas, but back at it. And yeah, Interbike was not as exciting as it usually is. It seemed like my overall impression was the party's over. Independent bike dealers are continuing to drop off due to the internet, due to there's some drop off in the bike market this year, but it just seemed like last year there was some rumblings, made me feel like the party was dying off. This year it just seemed really kind of slow and depressed. From a retailer's perspective though, we're still in business. Bike Shop Hub is still doing our thing, and not having to compete with the crowds was kind of nice. I don't know, it was okay for us. It was okay for me. I made a really efficient trip out of it. I flew out on Wednesday, flew back on Thursday. I actually spent a total of $282 on the entire trip. Plane tickets were $200. Hotel was subsidized in various ways. Came down to $60 at the Mandalay Bay. $10 for a burrito, $2 for a pack of M&Ms. That was my total bill. Thank you all the vendors who took me out for dinner and lunch and breakfast. It was a fun 2-day trip. Got stuff done, didn't cost me too much. So, where am I at? The whirlwind of Interbike is done. Back to business. Keeping things going with the Bike Shop Hub website. Slowly making progress, hoping that we'll be going live sometime before the end of the year. It's getting really feeling like we're close, but we're not there yet. There's still plenty of little things to sort out. I'm trying to keep patient, steady focus on it. And ECF Live is coming up in 3 weeks, so I've decided that I need to get my presentation done. It's been building up pressure in my brain. It's actually going to take precedence above other projects like Local Basket, Hub Crowd. These things have to take a back seat for, I need a day or two to just get this presentation knocked out and good to go. Some new thoughts regarding both Local Basket and Hub Crowd. For Local Basket, I want to push up the pace of really using it to determine future software directions for Bike Shop Hub. I was going to push it in the marketing direction, see how much traffic and sales I can get, but I think the first requirement is actually to size up what I'm calling my e-commerce software stack, figuring out all the software I would want in a WooCommerce installation that would replace some of the Bike Shop Hub software. So I'm looking into a bunch of software such as an order management system called Scubana, and also TradeGecko. Looking at those guys, and maybe that, some of those are fairly costly. So it's once I get the kind of e-commerce stack figured out, I'll implement what I can for a low cost, and then I will. That'll create my goal for how big I need to grow Local Basket. And maybe I'll say I need to get $3,000 in sales a month in order to justify paying for these basic softwares, and then I'll go to town doing whatever I can to grow Local Basket up to that revenue level. So that's a new plan for Local Basket. For Hub Crowd, I'm also developing new ideas. I'm thinking about, I'm going to continue pushing ahead, but I'm thinking I'm getting to a point where I need to explore my bigger ideas of trying to get other entrepreneurs to work together with me on a startup, and I think Hub Crowd's the leading startup. These are ideas I've based around, I've called it, it could be another business called Dream Equity, a business idea to support entrepreneurs coming together on time-constrained startups, and so I may be doing this with Hub Crowd. I'm going to, I think before I dive into looking for other entrepreneurs, I want to get Hub Crowd up to the level of having done getting our video explainer video in place, sending that out to Tucson people, getting a sense of how, if I can get some signups, ideally getting enough signups to run an event. But even if I don't get that far, I think I'll have some good insight into where HubCrowd really, I'll have some basic insight into where we are right now with HubCrowd's opportunity. And I think the other thing will be to kind of formalize the way I want to bring entrepreneurs together. I mean, I've written a lot of ideas down for this within the Dream Equity business plan, but I think I've gone a little bit overboard with the complexity of the infrastructure, the bureaucracy, how we would organize everything, and I need to simplify it, boil it down to the clear points, and be able to go to entrepreneurs and, you know, invite them to be. I'm probably going to be talking to 4 other entrepreneurs, all seasoned entrepreneurs, all entrepreneurs that can appreciate the aspect of time constraint, but also the benefits of being on a project like this, learning from other entrepreneurs, exploring a new direction together. I'm thinking of it as a way to fan the flames of creativity, of business creativity, in a constrained way. So you have your kind of daily grind of keeping your business growing, but having a more exciting opportunity off on the side that doesn't really drain you, that maybe takes 6 to 8 hours a week, and and it could go somewhere too. It could blossom into something, or it could just be a great learning, networking type opportunity. So anyway, that's the HubCrowd story. I'm excited to be pushing on that idea a little bit. I actually considered a quote by Machiavelli. I might have to put the quote in the comments, but the way I'll quickly, just because I'm not remembering it, but boiling the quote down, it's basically stating that you should not lose focus to things such as, sorry, I'm distracted by people walking behind me, as I should be. That's why I'm out here. You need to focus on opportunities that you shouldn't linger and overthink opportunities. There's always risk if you take on new directions, but there's also risks if you don't. At a certain point, you've made all the calculations you can, and you should dive in. It's not to say you shouldn't make those calculations, you shouldn't be patient and thoughtful, but at some point you need to dive in. Anyways, that's my bumbled interpretation of the quote that I'll put in the comments. And my last thought here is kind of on my mindfulness, thoughtfulness. I just had this thought this morning, which was focus on that this is good. Focus on that this is enough. Basically just thinking about the life I have, where I'm at, there's struggle, there's things that aren't always perfect. There's a lot of that, but there's a baseline of good things. My family, my wife, my children, my house where I live, my business, my health, my interests, my extracurricular activities, my friends, my network. I have a lot of good things going, and sometimes I don't see that, and I really need to focus on it. It's not that I'm saying that it's all perfect, that I'm just can be relaxed and stop worrying about it. But I have to realize that I'm in a good place overall, and I should be thankful for that, and I should be making the most of it. I should be pushing on it, not thinking that I need to change up my game entirely. I know I should just be growing the direction that I've already established. Anyway, that's my final thought for the day. I'll be back next week, and thanks for checking out the Josh Lipton vlog experiment. Bye-bye.